Both of my kids have hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and EDS has maybe 80 or more comorbids, and each child presents differently. Like both of my kids are completely different in how they present. A lot of the things are the same. Hypermobility is the same. They both have mast cell activation syndrome. They both have Chiari malformation, which is very common. One of my daughters has postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and the other one doesn't. One of them has syringomyelia, and the other one doesn't. So, you know, they were okay growing up. They were just really hypermobile, and my younger daughter used to dislocate her shoulder and lick her elbow, and we thought it was great. You know, we were like, this is David Letterman's stupid human trick. I didn't know that hypermobility is generally not good. And my oldest daughter, my oldest daughter was a Division I #1 tennis player. She had deformed hand and feet, and she was still a really good tennis player because, you know, if you don't have a lot of collagen, you can really put spin on the ball. And my younger daughter became a tennis player, and she was also really good. And you know, I never put together that there was something going on. And then when my daughter turned 18, my oldest daughter, her teeth started falling out, and she had she was hospitalized for severe pain between her shoulder blades, and no one could figure out what it was. They didn't know what she had. She had already had tethered spinal cord surgery, but I didn't know it was connected to Ehlers-Danlos syndrome at the time. And so one day they did a scan of her mouth, and the radiologist called me and said, "Your daughter has Chiari malformation." I'm like, "Well, what is that?" And then, of course, I started doing my homework like most rare moms. And I was up all night. I was like, "Oh my God, my daughter has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome." And then I called my younger daughter down, and I did the Weltin scale, which is a measure of hypermobility, and she got a 9 out of 9 in the Weltin scale. Now, she hadn't had a dislocation yet. She was playing tennis. I pulled her out of tennis. I put her in physical therapy that was specific to Ehlers-Danlos syndrome to limit the amount of dislocations she would have. She had her first dislocation, I think she was 16, and she had her first dislocation. And then the POTS really kicked in, and she ended up having brain surgery 2 years ago. She had cranial cervical instability. So it's been, I mean, it just hit like a tornado, and our lives were turned upside down. And you know, a lot of people, it doesn't hit until usually because of hormones, still around puberty, and so they live normal lives. You know, there's weird things like my daughter has snow blindness, and she always thought it was normal that everybody. She never said anything to me. She just thought that's the way everybody sees. You know, with static in front of their eyes. So a lot of things that were going on, they never talked about because they thought it was normal. And if you're, you know, a kid, of course, that's what you're going to think.